Chapter 16, The Umbrella King. Soon, a burly character player dashed out from the abandoned building after looting. Just as they were about to call their partner to run, they were shot at by Tuanchuan, who swiftly turned and fired. Bang, bang, bang. The sound of the M416 startled the opponent. Unfortunately, the title of Doyu's #1 stewardess and parachuting little fairy wasn't just for show. Despite preemptively aiming, Tuanchuan's shooting skills fluctuated between good and bad. This time, they missed most shots, hitting only once. The opponent was evidently a pro, considering the 2,000-point match. Unfazed by the ambush, they immediately engaged Tuanchuan head-on. The opponent's marksmanship surpassed Tuanchuan's and ended up knocking them down instead. Oh, big bro, please don't kill me. The familiar sound of pig squealing echoed, filling the live broadcast with laughter. Ha, terrible marksmanship. The Umbrella King isn't just a title. Stewardess Squad is about to board another flight. That shooting is terrifying. It could scare someone to death. That dude must be thinking, are you kidding me? Jiang Siming didn't hear the pig squealing. Seeing his customer fall, he swiftly emerged from the left, sidestepped, aimed, and shot. Bang, bang. Only 2 shots were fired, and the opponent fell. Tuanchuan was lucky not to be finished off by him. Nice. Bro, you're awesome. Quick, help me up. Tuanchuan was surprised. She didn't expect this guy to be somewhat skilled, promptly coming to provide support. She didn't notice Jiang Siming had only fired 2 shots, both hitting the head. Her sole focus was on surviving. Her will to live was incredibly strong. Hold on, another person is coming. Instead of helping her up immediately, Jiang Siming turned and rushed into the residential area. Just acquired the reaction speed talent. He wasn't afraid of getting stuck, confident that nobody had faster reflexes. Seeing Jiang Siming run towards him, the remaining guy sneered. This was an FPP mode. As long as he got stuck, he believed Jiang Siming was as good as dead. As Jiang Siming approached closer, that guy skillfully leaned out from the corner of the glitch points crate, ready to execute Jiang Siming. But unexpectedly, Jiang Siming's reaction was much quicker. Oh dear, why are you charging inside? Staying at the glitch point would have been better. At the glitch point, he'd surely... Before finishing the complaint, Tuanchuan saw another kill notification pop up in the upper right corner. Player, Ming Mingda, used an M16 to headshot kill player. Adding to the recent kill, Jiang Siming successfully wiped out this duo. This time, Tuanchuan sensed something amiss. The opponent seemed genuinely skilled. Facing off against the opponent, using the mediocre M16 to take down an enemy at a glitch spot without taking damage herself. Unless that person was extremely incompetent, Jiang Siming was really strong. After dealing with the second person, Jiang Siming felt pleased. A white light flashed from the opponent's backpack. Temporarily ignoring the loot, Jiang Siming chose to assist the teammate first. If he had looted instead of assisting the kill, the customer wouldn't be happy. To maintain his companion gaming service, Jiang Siming was quite shrewd. Indeed, Jiang Siming's decision to assist Tuanchuan before looting made her more satisfied, secretly feeling like she struck gold. After helping her up, Jiang Siming immediately went back to pick up the loot. Picked up Mini 14 Mastery Fragment 1/1. Fragment inventory full, can be directly used. Nice, unlocking another sniper rifle. With the 98K, Win 94, SKS, and Mini 14, Jiang Siming had mastered all 4 sniper rifles. Although not as convenient as Rifle Mastery, which only required 1 fragment to unlock, perhaps sniper rifles were more challenging, requiring unlocking one by one. On the other side, Tuanchuan, resurrected with full health, joined Jiang Siming to loot together. Little brother, I feel you definitely aren't just 1,500 points on paper. Are you smuffing? That's indeed my main account, but I haven't played much, so it's only 1,500 points. So, you're a gifted player then? You could say that. Haha, you really aren't modest at all. If I were modest, everyone would accuse me of being pretentious. Sigh, being human is tough. Laughs. Tuanchuan let out a pig-like laugh, feeling strange herself. Initially in a bad mood, she didn't expect her mood to brighten after chatting with his gaming partner for less than 20 sentences. They neatly organized their loot, exchanging weapons. Tuanchuan had a fully equipped 98K with an M416. Jiang Siming had an SKS with a sniper, an AK with missing attachments, level 2 armor, level 2 backpack, various health items, and a few grenades and smoke bombs. Unfortunately, Jiang Siming had shot off the opponent's level 2 helmet, forgetting about it during the fight. So, he was still sporting an empty noggin. Little brother, take this helmet. You saved me. It's a thank you gift. Jiang Siming wanted to decline, but seeing the insistence, he graciously accepted and put it on. He didn't like to politely decline with empty words, so since the other person offered, he agreed. Tuanchuan was also very happy. She liked Jiang Siming's personality. He wasn't overly polite, but respected her. This aspect was much better than Shinsigu. One understood and respected boundaries, maintaining a reasonable distance. The other shamelessly got too close, used all means to flatter, without considering her feelings. The difference between the two was clear. Anyone would make the right choice. After putting on the helmet, Jiang Siming also got a car left by the opponent here. The two got in the car to drive around while carrying out their strategy. Tuanchuan's mood was extremely high along the way. She even started singing for the audience, but it was through keystrokes, and Jiang Siming couldn't hear it. Jiang Siming took on the role of the driver. This was at Tuanchuan's request. She knew her driving skills were more of the road killer type, so she didn't plan on driving herself. Jiang Siming stepped on the accelerator, and the car raced away. They were driving toward the wreckage of an airplane on a desert map with ups and downs, full of pits and sand dunes. Tuanchuan was prepared for a few health drops, sitting ready for the inevitable collision. After all, it was difficult to drive in such a place, especially with a sports car with a very low base. However, to their surprise, the Ferrari, which had an extremely low base and couldn't even climb hills, strolled effortlessly on these steep and uneven sand dunes under Jiang Siming's control. Forget losing health. Not even a skid occurred. The speed remained consistently above 110 miles per hour. Tuanchuan even managed to take a painkiller during this wild ride. Master driver. Wow, your driving skills are amazing. At least a 10-year driving experience, right? Seeing this, I want to slap my boyfriend who always drives recklessly when we play chicken dinner. These driving skills are as good as dumb little sister's boyfriend. Similar voice, similar driving skills. Could it actually be him? The car suddenly slowed down when passing through an open area. What's wrong? Asked Tuanchuan, puzzled, while leisurely gnawing on chicken feet. Somebody's looting an airdrop. Should we take him down? Jiang Siming asked. After all, the decision to engage or not was up to the customer. An airdrop? That's a dream. How can we not go? Let's go. Tuanchuan immediately put down the chicken feet and wiped her greasy hands. Jiang Siming complied, driving directly towards the distant airdrop. However, when they were about 300 meters away from the opposite side, he stopped. Stop this far? I can't shoot from here. Can we get closer? Tuanchuan said with a distressed face. Beyond 100 meters, her sniper was practically useless, let alone at this 300-meter distance. Chapter 17, Sudden Anger. She remembered Jiang Siming only had a 3x scope on his SKS, while she herself had a 4x scope. How could he possibly hit anyone? No need, they can't escape, Jiang Siming said, lifting his SKS sniper rifle. Through the 3x scope, although the opponent's figure was distant, they couldn't evade Jiang Siming's control. It was his first time using the SKS, a perfect chance to experiment on the two opponents across. Bang! Bang! 2 shots, instantly lifting the helmet of one, wearing only level 2 gear. Wow! Tuanchuan exclaimed. 2 shots, 300 meters, using a 3x scope, and these 2 shots were fired in less than 0.2 seconds. With no time to marvel, Tuanchuan quickly raised her own 98K, aiming at the other enemy with a helmet. This person, aware of the ambush, wouldn't wait to be shot, thus started moving frantically. Bang! 1 shot missed. Bang! 2 shots missed. Tuanchuan fired 3 consecutive shots, not hitting a single hair of the opponent. Awkwardly coughing twice, then mockingly exclaimed, hit once, pretty devastating. Jiang Siming, watching this, didn't expose her. Seeing the opponent about to escape their sight, he stopped spectating. Without watching any further, Jiang Siming swiftly adjusted his scope near the opponent. Slightly ahead of the person's thigh, he fired 4 shots in quick succession. Those who played chicken dinner know hitting a moving target requires shooting ahead due to bullet delay and gravity. However, these leading shots weren't easy to land. Apart from practice, luck played a significant role, even for professional players. Unexpectedly, Jiang Siming's 4 shots all hit the sprinting opponent's thighs, each bullet finding its mark. Tuanchuan could only see through the scope the person's legs being peppered with blood, as if exploded. Luckily, she adjusted her settings to green blood. Otherwise, it might have been a bit nauseating to watch. All 4 shots hit, and the person fell to the ground. The live stream fell silent. What just happened? Did I see that right? Perfect hit rate? Seems a bit fake, doesn't it? Thought it was a pro. Turns out it's a cheater. I thought cheaters were extinct. Didn't expect them to come back a year later. Feel sorry for Tuanchuan. This account might get banned soon. Using hacks to play games? Aren't they afraid of being banned from streaming? Even Tuanchuan herself wondered if Jiang Siming had some sort of tech assist. Hey, did you activate cheats? Although Tuanchuan was unwilling to believe it, everything before her gave rise to suspicion. I never use those things, Jiang Siming replied. Tuanchuan wanted to ask more, but after considering it, ultimately chose to remain silent. Instead, she switched screens and forwarded Jiang Siming's account to the monitoring station. Everyone, let's stop discussing this. I've sent the account to the monitoring station. We'll soon have results. If he really used cheats, I'll immediately terminate our partnership contract. But for now, please don't falsely accuse or insult him. It's impolite. Tuanchuan addressed everyone, then resumed her game. However, her mood became despondent, filled with doubt. If Jiang Siming really used cheats, she would lose this partnership. The newly achieved live streaming effect would be ruined. It's just a game, why cheat? Even if you're not good at playing, I wouldn't mind. Sigh. The more she thought about it, the more irritated Tuanchuan became, and her attitude toward Jiang Siming grew more impatient. You go pick up the crate. I've got one already. Jiang Siming, unaware, kindly advised Tuanchuan and got into the car, planning to take her to the airdrop. Unexpectedly, the response he received was a cold refusal. I don't want that stuff. You take it. I'll go for the airdrop myself. Don't follow me. Frustrated, Tuanchuan turned away from Jiang Siming and ran toward the zone alone. Jiang Siming was bewildered, unsure why the sudden anger from the other person. Despite being upset, he was committed to fulfilling his partnership duty. Jiang Siming quickly caught up but abandoned the car and didn't pick up the crate. I said, don't follow me. If you keep following, I'll give you a bad review and cancel our contract. Tuanchuan angrily shouted. Jiang Siming stopped in place, and Tuanchuan stubbornly ran towards the zone without looking back. The zone quickly approached, but Jiang Siming didn't move. The zone covered him, and he started losing health rapidly. In a lonely desert map, Jiang Siming seemed unusually helpless. Tuanchuan, who had run far, found it strange that her teammate's marker remained stationary. Just as she was about to inquire, she heard Jiang Siming sigh. Then he left their communication platform. Subsequently, a plug symbol appeared behind Jiang Siming's ID marker in the bottom left corner. This symbol indicated that the other person had gone offline, quit the game. Tuanchuan was stunned. She hadn't expected Jiang Siming to voluntarily exit the game. Moreover, within moments, a message arrived on Tuanchuan's mobile account, refunding her the entire partnership fee, accompanied by a message. I am sorry. Although I don't know why you're upset, I think it's related to me. The quality of this session wasn't up to par. Please don't be angry. I won't accept the money. Also, please don't give me a bad review because this is my job. I need it. Thank you. Seeing this message, Tuanchuan felt a pang of sorrow in her heart. She didn't expect Jiang Siming to have such a resolute personality. Did she just scold him? But if you hadn't used cheats, why would I scold you? I actually really enjoy playing with you. Jiang Siming's disappearance left her unable to speak to anyone. Her fans sensed Tuanchuan's low spirits and rushed to console her. It's all right, Tuanchuan. This is the right attitude towards cheaters. You did well. We support you. And Cheater is still in Cheater, being so fussy. He doesn't like being criticized. This guy acts tough but can't handle a few words. Let's go give him bad reviews. Yeah, let this cheater learn a lesson. Her fans were furious, and Tuanchuan felt lost. She immediately said, please don't go. This has nothing to do with him. It's my own issue. Please don't disturb others. I beg you. At that moment, another YY account entered Tuanchuan's channel. Not Jiang Siming, but Chun Sigu. Tuanchuan, I heard you encountered in Cheater using cheats for companionship. Chun Sigu, seemingly kind and considerate, promptly approached. Ignoring him, Tuanchuan, Chun Sigu continued kindly to comfort her. You're good in every way, just too soft-hearted. Such people need to be exposed. Think about it. If you hadn't discovered it in time, when your account gets banned, your live streaming career will be affected. So we must disgrace him. Cheaters don't deserve work. I've already told my fans to give him bad reviews. We must deal with this jerk. Chapter 18. Tuanchuan's crying. Sigu said it well. Nicely put. The whole family of cheater. Trying to earn money by cheating, pa. Sigu is real men. When you compare both sides, Tuanchuan, don't you see it clearly in your heart? Just check the likes. The ratings have been dropped below 3.0. Ha, feels good. Not just that, there's a bunch of people below the comments insulting him. How dare they bully our Tuanchuan, thinking they can get away with it. This guy is probably crying in the toilet now. Ha, feels good. Seeing the comments from fans, Tuanchuan immediately checked the likes. Sure enough, under Jiang Siming's gaming companionship list, it was all negative reviews. Loads of abuse, even catching the attention of the higher-ups at Bixin, who immediately removed Jiang Siming's recommended status and banned the account. Seeing all this, Tuanchuan felt immensely guilty. Although Jiang Siming cheated, he didn't cause her any harm. In fact, he had been very nice. Even when she scolded him, he didn't resist or argue back, and he refunded the fees. But she completely ruined his work. Tuanchuan felt muddled and conflicted, not knowing whether to feel sour, sweet, bitter, or spicy. Just then, a response came from the monitoring station. In front of all the audience, Tuanchuan opened the email and was completely stunned. The email read, "This account has no anomalies." This was the reply from the monitoring station, with the chance of detection error being 1 in a million. So far, no one had been wrongfully accused after being checked. Furthermore, Tencent announced that in case of a detection error, they were willing to pay 10 million compensation to the account owner. When this news broke, countless hackers and cheat-making teams started acting, trying to create extremely hard to detect cheats to claim the 10 million. However, sadly, a year had passed, and no one had received the compensation. No anomalies whatsoever. This meant the other party hadn't used any cheats, not even macros on their mouse. The scene fell silent. The usually lively Tuanchuan's live broadcast was unprecedentedly quiet. From a broadcaster to the viewers, not a single person spoke. Finally breaking the silence was Tuanchuan's crying. After 6 months of live streaming, both old and new followers witnessed Tuanchuan so emotionally broken for the first time. Always carefree, constantly cheerful and laughing, today she cried, and cried so sadly. This was the first time in Tuanchuan's memory that her emotions were so out of control, crying like a child. She loves to laugh, loves to joke around, loves to be goofy, but she never loves to cry. Fans rushed to comfort her. "Tuanchuan, don't cry. It's hard to hear you cry. We misunderstood. Turns out he wasn't cheating after all. Strong and capable, but criticized as a cheat. Shame on those who did it. I've lost faith. Tuanchuan, don't cry. Let's go give him positive likes to boost his ratings back up, and then apologize. His work was ruined by all of you. Is an apology useful now? People who judge hastily without understanding the situation. Can't you hold back until things are clear?" Fans' comforting words didn't work. Tuanchuan continued crying, deeply saddened. Though the webcam wasn't on, everyone could imagine Tuanchuan on the other side of the screen with tears streaming down her face. Her devoted fans felt extreme pity but were helpless. Chun Sigu, who had remained silent since reading the email, finally spoke up. "Tuanchuan, please don't cry. This isn't your fault." Before finishing his sentence, Chun Sigu was permanently banned from Tuanchuan's YY channel. Not only that, Tuanchuan rushed into Chun Sigu's livestream, returning all the gifts he had intentionally given her to please her during this period. When leaving, Tuanchuan left a barrage message that left Chun Sigu looking ashen-faced after reading it. "Starting today, our friendship ends here. I'll say it one last time, I never liked you. It was all in your imagination." After sending the message, Tuanchuan apologized tearfully to everyone and ended the stream. Suddenly, in the late night, the Douyu forum became lively once again. Tuanchuan, the newly popular Douyu streamer with nearly 10 million TikTok followers, cried out of regret for blaming the wrong person. She publicly clarified and cut ties with another minor streamer, Chun Sigu. This news, akin to a celebrity scandal, became a sensation in the Douyu community. Before the heat from the previous news settled, with Dumb Little Sister's love affair scandal, now Tuanchuan was involved in another incident. But this was more serious than Dumb Little Sister's, as she had cried on a live broadcast, unlike Dumb Little Sister. Many were curious about the reason, and fans who were watching the live broadcast revealed the truth. Upon investigation on the Likes platform, some sharp-eyed netizens found something unusual. From Jiang Siming's gaming assistance information, they discovered a screenshot of Jiang Siming's main account ID data. The data seemed ordinary, even a bit low. However, what caught everyone's attention wasn't the scores or KDA. It was the ID name in the screenshot. Ming. Many recognized this ID right away. Wasn't this the rumored boyfriend of Dumb Little Sister, the sharpshooter known as the Sniper God that Wei Shen wanted to recruit into his team? This discovery was like a bombshell in the Douyu community, instantly increasing the hype. These past few days' news on Douyu all seemed to originate from one person, and that person was just an ordinary user. With a few stories combined, the hype naturally escalated. A super skilled player, Dumb Little Sister's rumored boyfriend, Wei Shen's recruitment, and now a voice actor heartthrob with Tuanchuan in tears for him. These hot topics all stem from the same ordinary user. Suddenly, the ID Ming became the hottest unknown user on Douyu, even hotter than the previous incidents involving certain accountants or the boredom-induced fish fin theft. The other two ordinary users had long exhausted their means and were already languishing in trouble, relying solely on crazily gifting. However, Ming took a completely different path. His popularity was purely wholesome and positive. Even the higher-ups at Douyu couldn't stay still, considering bringing Jiang Siming to Douyu as a streamer. If it were a tycoon, they wouldn't be so confident, but given that the person was a gaming companion. If they offered substantial compensation, they believed the other party would likely agree, especially when they were willing to work for 20 yuan per hour. Dumb Little Sister, who was streaming that night, naturally received this news. She couldn't ignore it because the barrage of messages filled her screen. Old woman, your boyfriend's been found. Old woman, your husband was wronged and lost his job. You've been down these past few days, now your boyfriend's found. Aren't you happy? Match made in heaven. Your boyfriend's bullied by Tuanchuan. Go take revenge. Your boyfriend's wrongly accused by Tuanchuan and her fans. Lost his job. Initially skeptical of these messages, dumb little sister confirmed it with her bestie, Qian, who immediately verified it. She then checked the likes platform on her phone and indeed found Jiang Siming. These past days, Qian, who knew dumb little sister's state best, noticed she was barely present, lost in thoughts, a walking zombie. Eating, walking, even going shopping with her turned into short-circuit episodes, a clear lovesick condition. Now, finding Jiang Siming, a long-lost smile returned to dumb little sister's face, but it quickly faded. Jiang Siming's likes account had been suspended, leaving dumb little sister unable to contact him or place an order. Thankfully, she was on good terms with the customer service at the likes platform. She managed to obtain Jiang Siming's phone number from them. However, upon calling, she discovered that he was already on another call. Chapter 19, 1 month of booking. To be honest, Jiang Siming never expected his first companionship business to turn out like this. It was going smoothly at first, but suddenly it went downhill. And soon, for some unknown reason, a bunch of people started cursing and leaving negative reviews under his gaming service order. As a result, Jiang Siming's gaming service was canceled before it even began, leaving him completely puzzled. With his work ruined, Jiang Siming lost interest in playing games. Feeling a bit upset, he was about to go to bed when a phone call interrupted him. Upon answering, he immediately recognized the caller as the client he had accepted an order from. I've already refunded your money. Why can't you just let it go? Jiang Siming was also irritated. Anyone would find it hard not to get upset in such a situation. Previously, since she was a customer, Jiang Siming had been accommodating, not wanting his work to be disrupted. Even though it was only 20 credits per hour, Jiang Siming was the kind of person who took his chosen path seriously and was determined to tread it conscientiously. But now that his work had been ruined, Jiang Siming no longer needed to treat her as a client. I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to. How much do you want? I'll compensate you, all right? Tuanchuan's voice, no longer serene, sounded timid and pleading for forgiveness. Do you think I'm all about money? Do you think having money means you can buy anything? No, I really didn't expect to cause such serious consequences for you. Listen to my explanation. I'm a streamer, and here's what happened today. Tuanchuan explained the whole incident to Jiang Siming, including her genuine thoughts at the time. She admitted that she acted out of anger because she did suspect Jiang Siming of using cheats. Only then did Jiang Siming understand the whole story. It seemed it wasn't entirely her fault. Although it was my fans who ruined your work, I have an undeniable responsibility. Don't worry, I'll do everything I can to make it up to you. Forget it. Let's just say I'm unlucky. After all, I only took one order from you, so I'm not a loss. Jiang Siming didn't want to pursue the matter further. Ultimately, it was a misunderstanding. It wasn't her who sabotaged his work. It was those internet users who were influenced impulsively by malicious intentions. There was no way to hold them accountable. Should he go to her live stream and confront every one of her fans? Jiang Siming wasn't that petty. No, I must make amends. Little Ming, I've explained the situation to the customer service, and they're in contact with the higher-ups to lift the ban on your account. Once it's resolved, I'll mobilize all my fans to help boost your reputation and reviews. Also, I've prepared a compensation of 200,000 and... Tuanchuan hadn't finished speaking when Jiang Siming quickly interrupted her. Hey, stop right there. I won't accept money. A person of integrity doesn't drink from a thief's well or take pity upon someone's stolen food. If you mention this kind of reward again, I'll hang up. Jiang Siming was very serious. Despite being poor, he had principles. Even without this shattered fragments thing, he wouldn't accept such money, even though it could be considered compensation for him. Yet his gaming service didn't cost him a penny. For his first order, he received a compensation of 200,000 credits. This is beyond belief. At the same time, he was somewhat envious of how quickly streamers make money. Looking at the lavishness of it all, it's like being a real tycoon. Well, I won't say more. How about I book your services for a year? Rolling his eyes, Jiang Siming teased. Booking for a year? Are you planning to sponsor me? Tuanchuan blushed at the other end of the phone. It did feel a bit like sponsoring someone. Okay. Besides normal orders, I won't take any longer ones than a day. Don't try to bargain with me. Otherwise, there's no deal. Jiang Siming laid down his terms. Going against the grain by arguing with the gaming service customer, he stood firm on his conditions. There was no room for resistance or haggling from Tuanchuan, who could only agree. Feeling relieved that Jiang Siming forgave her, Tuanchuan was in high spirits, happier than ever before. Little Ming, does this mean we're friends now? Tuanchuan asked, both expectant and afraid of rejection. If this big shot streamer doesn't mind this small fry, then of course we're friends, Jiang Siming answered openly. Tuanchuan, even more delighted, covered the phone receiver, feeling ecstatic, her long legs kicking wildly under the table. Her grandmother, returning from stroll, was baffled by what she saw in her granddaughter's room. Little Ming, can we exchange WeChat IDs? Sure. Just after exchanging WeChat, Tuanchuan received a message from her friend saying that Jiang Siming's account on the gaming platform was unbanned. Little Ming, your account is unbanned. I won't tell you more. I'll place an order. Let's play games together again. After saying this, an eager Tuanchuan hung up, opened the gaming platform to find Jiang Siming's profile. Unexpectedly, Jiang Siming's account not only got unbanned, but also got upgraded to a gold-tier gaming service, charging 300 credits per hour. Moreover, his account was featured on the platform's hot recommendations, easily visible when someone accessed the gaming service. It was the platform's compensation to Jiang Siming. Not just that, Jiang Siming's account rating went back to a perfect 10, with numerous positive reviews flooding in. This genuinely made Tuanchuan happy for Jiang Siming. She planned to place an order immediately and inform him about this good news. However, when she went to place the order, she was stunned. Jiang Siming's services had already been pre-booked by someone else, and they booked it for an entire month. At 300 credits per hour, even if he played for just 5 hours a day, that's nearly 50,000 credits for a month. Who is this? I'm not to a person. How could they book a whole month in one go? What am I supposed to do now? Tuanchuan felt at a loss and on the verge of tears once again. Opening the account of I'm not to, Tuanchuan hoped to negotiate with the user. She wanted to see if the order could be canceled. She was willing to compensate the user in full, even double or triple the amount. However, to her dismay, the user had set up a do not disturb mode, making it impossible for her to contact them. Casually clicking on the positive reviews, Tuanchuan was surprised to find out that they weren't from her own fans. While she did have some fans, she hadn't informed them yet, so there weren't many people coming to leave positive reviews and apologize. Most of the individuals leaving positive reviews had one thing in common. The Old Woman Fan Club is here. Special visit for a marriage proposal. Ming, please accept the old woman. She's got lovesickness just thinking about you. Following the call of, I'm not to A, I'm here to stand by Ming. Ming's skills cannot be fake. Ming, the god, has been wronged. Don't be afraid. Our Old Woman Fan Club will always support you. The old woman said to help you clear your name. So here we are. Chapter 20, just like love. She just remembered the news caused by that silly girl falling in love with a stranger a few days ago. She didn't expect that the one she fell for was Little Ming. As Tuanchuan realized this, her heart tightened, as if something precious was being coveted and observed by others. No, even though you liked Little Ming first, Little Ming hasn't agreed to be with you. I still have a chance. Fair competition, I won't lose. Thinking this way, Tuanchuan regained her confidence and prepared to share the good news with Jiang Siming. However, she didn't expect Jiang Siming was also on another call. Jiang Siming truly hadn't expected that within 2 days, he'd have 2 female anchors after him, and both were very popular. Just after ending Tuanchuan's call, he received a call from that silly girl. The silly girl also disclosed her identity and intentions. During their warm conversation, Jiang Siming couldn't possibly reject her. She had even booked him for a month. Regarding this month-long commitment, Jiang Siming felt a bit troubled. Would he really have to accompany her for a whole month? Brother Ming, don't worry. Although I've booked you for a month, I won't force you to play with me, or set specific times. I'll pay for the month, as long as you can play when you have time. The silly girl was very understanding. Upon hearing this, Jiang Siming naturally breathed a sigh of relief and said with a smile, Thank you then. That day when you invited me, I had something to do and wasn't at the computer. When I came back to the lobby after handling things, you had just logged off. Jiang Siming felt it necessary to clarify. After all, he had made the girl wait for him for an hour. Really? The silly girl was pleasantly surprised. She had thought Jiang Siming was intentionally avoiding her, but it turned out to be a misunderstanding and a coincidence. Really? Hee. The silly girl, relieved from her worries, felt extremely happy, and her sweet smile returned to her face. With a somewhat unusual feeling and the stealthy little secrets of a young girl in her heart. Brother Ming, do you have time now? Shall we play a game together? Regaining his lost companionship job cheered up Jiang Siming, who was originally feeling down. Seeing it was still early, Jiang Siming agreed. The silly girl, who had been away from her computer for almost half an hour, returned from outside to her live streaming computer. Her friend, Qian, who had been covering for her live stream, immediately stood up to vacate the seat. How's it going? You seem really happy. Qian teased. Wow. Brother Ming agreed to duo play with me. The silly girl didn't hide her joy. The audience in the live streaming room smelled the scent of love in the air. Earlier, she was all gloomy and on the brink of despair, and now she's reborn? Indeed, a woman in love has negative IQ. The old woman is deeply trapped in the swamp of love and can't extricate herself. Old lady, don't be too happy too soon. It seems Tuanchuan also likes Mingod. You got a rival. The one above is right. Tuanchuan seems to have fallen for Mingod too. Ah, when will I ever be as outstanding as him? The chat said many things, but the silly girl didn't have the mood to read them now. She quickly put on her headphones, logged into the game, and waited on YY. This posture of waiting for a lover is just like being in love. You look like a consort waiting for the emperor's favor, Urchin teased. Get lost. The silly girl blushed and scolded with a smile. Before long, Jiang Siming's YY profile picture appeared in the channel. Brother Ming, you're here. Yeah. Did you invite me, or should I invite you? Sure. Overjoyed, the silly girl pulled Jiang Siming into the game lobby. Unlike her, who adorned her game character with various skins, Jiang Siming's character was just an ordinary male character in a cheap short-sleeve shirt. Coincidentally, there was a major update for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG, today, introducing a snow map that they hadn't played before. Jiang Siming and the silly girl, both unfamiliar with the map, found themselves in a snowy landscape. As a girl from the southern part of the country, the silly girl couldn't help but let out a scream of excitement at the sight of the snowy scenery, feeling surrounded by romantic vibes. It's so beautiful, right, Brother Ming? Jiang Siming, also seeing the new map for the first time, couldn't help but nod in approval. The map designed by Bluehole was truly becoming more and more beautiful. From islands to deserts, then to Miramar, and now the snowy terrain, the exquisite level of each map was continuously improving. With the funding from Mr. Vine, Bluehole had transformed from a small workshop into a large company, making billions in game profits every year. PUBG had become the leading first-person shooter, FPS, game, rivaling even League of Legends in global player online numbers and sometimes surpassing it. After 3 years of operation, PUBG was still popular, with the number of players in chicken-eating matches and LOL players in internet cafes being almost equal. In Jiang Siming's world, PUBG's anti-cheating measures were highly successful, combined with effective publicity and continuous updates to the game content. This made the game long-lasting and increasingly popular. Many celebrities also loved playing it. Brother Ming, come and see quickly. The silly girl called out in haste. Jiang Siming found her next to a utility pole. What's wrong? The silly girl picked up a snowball from her waist and said to Jiang Siming, learn from me, switch to the first-person perspective, and throw the snowball at the utility pole. Although he didn't understand why, Jiang Siming followed her instructions. With a thud, the snowball hit the utility pole, and the snowflakes splashed, twinkling like tiny stars under the sunlight. There are stars. Brother Ming, did you see them? The silly girl asked with innocence. Jiang Siming chuckled and replied in agreement. Yeah, I saw them. They look nice. Hee hee. The silly girl giggled happily. For some reason, all the viewers in the live broadcast couldn't help but smile. They seemed to witness the budding of a beautiful love. The waiting time soon ended, and everyone boarded the plane. Over the snowy city, the aerial view was breathtaking. Jiang Siming was also immersed in the vast and beautiful snowy landscape. Unexpectedly, he noticed a red light flashing in a seaside location on the snowy map. Let's go here. Jiang Siming marked the spot immediately, and the silly girl naturally had no objections. Even if Jiang Siming pointed to the ocean, she wouldn't hesitate to jump. As they left the plane and glided towards their destination, they found that the parachute technique had been updated. Holding down shift would now cause a vertical descent. The altitude and the distance to glide had significant differences, and landing involved a sideways somersault. This undoubtedly increased the difficulty of parachuting, making it more realistic. However, this posed no obstacles for Jiang Siming. Instead, he found it more manageable. The higher the difficulty, the longer it took for others to land after him. In fact, by the time Jiang Siming had already landed, the silly girl was still descending rapidly, her parachute not even open yet. If this silly girl were an opponent, Jiang Siming could make her die in the Nordic snowy sky without even opening her parachute.